Hello and welcome to another video from the channel that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And this is another one of those videos where, I forgot, this is on 60 frames per, or feet, yeah, 60 frames per second. That's the setting I have on my camera. This is another one of those videos where I'm just testing my camera, but I'm going to try to give you all something worth watching so that way I don't have to put this up at private and share it with people that I want to, you know, help me straighten out my video problem. So anyway, I'm going to do a little walk around because this 60 frames per second, from what I understand, is supposed to be make motion a lot better. So we'll walk around. See, I've been cutting the grass out here, and I've been cutting trees. This is a little tree I cut down, but it's a live oak, which is a tree that needs like an acre, and it's underneath this. And I know that in my lifetime, this is not going to die. And so that tree has not got a chance. It didn't really need to be here. I've got tons of live oaks around here. And in fact, a lot of what I cut down in here was cherry trees, you know, wild cherries, that I think that I probably could live another 20 years, but I think that Christ is going to return within the next 15 or so. And so those trees would never even reach the sun, and they were in the way, and they always get sickly around here. Wild cherry trees, they don't do very well, especially with all of this tannic acid on the ground, because that's what these leaves are. When these leaves deteriorate, they make the soil very acidic. In fact, now these are some more live oaks, but I've been cutting stuff down like crazy, trying to make this place a little bit nicer for video footage. And I guess these are what you call beauty berries. These little berries will turn purple. These are like the most beautiful plant in the world for about 2 weeks. And then you've got 6 months where they're just sticks because they lose all their leaves and they look terrible. But, you know, it's a living thing, and I love having them out here, so I'm not going to cut them all down. But I did cut them down, cut them back. You know, I guess, say I had maybe 200 of them out here. When I get done, I'll be down to 100. This is a little bitty one. I may still cut him down. Let's see these bigger ones. I'm kind of leaving a few up. Now there's a bunch of them there. Here's my great big tree. I haven't been able to film by it for a long time because it was overgrown, like taller than my head. So if I was to sit right there, the weeds would have been above my head. This way, you know, I can come over here and just sit against the edge of this and talk to the camera, and that's like a really good movie backdrop. In fact, I've done a few before. And where I did them was like right here. And I think a lot of that is because, you know, depending on what time of the day it is, what time of the year it is, this is just a really good place to shoot video. There used to be some fence posts here. You can see the mark. And I just did a video about the fence row, the ancient fence row. And I said that I had been leaving those fence posts there because they kind of look cool. Well, that wire that was coming off of those posts actually ran all the way over to this grapevine, and every time I got anywhere near there, I was really careful. I would still get that wrapped up in my lawnmower. So I went ahead yesterday and I pulled all the wire up, and as part of pulling the wire up, I pulled the post out of the ground here. I picked up the post that was laying on the ground there, and there was another one laying on the ground here, and so that's out of the way, and it looks more natural. I really don't, you know, I like that there was I guess 150-year-old fence post there, but it probably wasn't that old, but I like this better. I'll show you some of the stuff. Like this here, see, this is a little tree I just cut down. It's a live oak, but it was growing under a live oak. There's just no point. This one I'm going to leave. It's a loblolly bay, and I don't have too many that are really straight. This is actually not a good one because it's got 3 trunks. I don't know, maybe I will cut it down, because when they got 3 trunks like that, they always get rot in them. This is a tie-tie, and I left those because they're a small understory plant. Let's see what we got over here. Yeah, it's another. This is a water oak, or a white oak. In the past, if you go back and look at any of the videos of this area, you really couldn't see the power lines through here. See, that's the power lines right there. And the reason for that is I had this little row of trees here went all the way across really, really tight. And I made a video once before where I said it's just good for stealth, because you know, if somebody's coming down here hunting and and they're on a 3-wheeler or 4-wheeler, or even if the power company's coming out here to do maintenance, they can look up in here with these trees gone. You know, before I cut these trees down, if they had looked in, they would have seen nothing. But see, they're going to see this now, and they're going to know that's not natural. You know, so I didn't want to take them down, but at the same time, I'm not much of a prepper anymore. You know, the best I can do is buy groceries and stockpile them. Because I can't really hunt or fish or garden anymore. Not that I was ever any good at that anyway. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I didn't know what this was at first, but I had videotaped a buck out here on my trail camera. And so one day I come out and there's a pile of bark on the ground right there. And there was a big chunk of bark missing out of there. And somebody told me, well, deers will do that. And sure enough, like when I was looking around, a lot of the other small trees, like this bush, there were bushes out here that were just broke off. And somebody said, well, that's what deer will do. They'll come up and they'll just rub against them and bite off the edge of them, kind of like a goat, and they'll kill a lot of, you know, they'll do that to fruit trees. They'll destroy fruit trees. So I knew that buck did that. And here's my trail cam. I actually haven't caught too many animals on it. A few bobcats, and I think, yeah, I got a coyote, black coyote. I've got a doe and her baby and that buck. And then there's a lot of neighbors' dogs end up on there. This is like 10 days worth of work. I've been doing this for an hour or two every day. And one day I did come out here for 3 hours, and I had said in video that when I work for more than an hour, then I can't write, I can't think. Well, that was 2 days. For 2 days after I came out here and I did that 3 hours worth of work, I was laid up in the bed. I mean, I physically couldn't do anything. Felt like I was going to throw up, and all my joints ache. Even now, like my lower back and one of my knees is just aching to just go out. Oh well. Well, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, while I got this on 60p, we'll go ahead and walk the area that I've cut so you can see. I mean, this is really, really beautiful out here when I get this done. I love this crushed velvet look to the ground. And, you know, I had a lot of subscribers saying, don't do anything. Let God take care of your woods. But this is my stage, you know. This is where I do my video taping. It's difficult to get out here with that equipment, and then it's difficult to find a spot where I can actually work. And it's good to have all this cleared out where I have some options. Oh, I just did the video about getting my new cameras. This is so you can see where I was working. There's all my stuff. There's the camera I was using. Yeah, so you can see it's like basically before or after and before. So we'll eventually get all of this done. I've got some friends coming down, subscribers. They're going to help. Hopefully that'll happen. My wife's been having she's got mental illness, and so she's really been stressing out over me talking to other people. But I'll have to take some of this out. There's too much of that in there. I'll leave the big ones. That's probably like 25 American beauty berries. And they'll grow everywhere. It's like that's all American beauty berries over there. So I'll cut that down from 25 to about 12. And I'll cut the grass in here. And it'll be beautiful. I'll have to get used to doing that. Turning the camera around and turning my viewfinder around. So, see, yeah, we got the sun. That's one of the big things I got to deal with out here when I'm making videos is the sun, because if I'm doing a video, I have to set up so that the sun's not in my face so I can read my script. And the problem is the sun moves. So I'll get everything done and go in and find something that's not right. And then my only option really is to wait till the same exact time the next day, because if I splice in a bit of footage that's not at the same time, it's like when you're watching it, you're going to see the sun all over my face. And then without explanation, you're going to see sun all over this side of my face. So, you know, it's good. It's one of those things that when you're shooting footage outdoors, you have to deal with the movement of the sun. Oh well, love y'all. And if you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.